as one of those unique people that likes cookies but wishes they were made of cheese. You landed right on the money. A flaky, ultra cheesy, soft, yet crispy all at once Parmesan Sablé. So easy to make, you could do it with your eyes closed. But before you close your eyes, you grab a large bowl of your liking. Ingredients are few and easy to find. We start with 200 grams or 2 and a bit sticks of cubed, unsalted butter. Contrary to popular belief, the butter should be cold but not frozen. Somewhat pliable if you wish. To your large, favorite and probably only bowl, you add 230 grams or just under 2 cups of plain flour, 6 grams or 1 teaspoon of salt, and then your cold, cubed yet pliable butter. Rub it all together swiftly yet gently, in order to form somewhat of a sandy texture. If your butter were frozen, you would have a hard time getting the correct texture. If the butter melts, then the cookies will suffer a horrible end. So you work quick and cold to avoid any problems. Remember, a bold guy once said, avoiding problems is easier than dealing with them later. Once that is looking good, we shift our attention to the cheese. Classically, these are made with Parmigiano Reggiano, but you can use any hard-aged cheese you like cheddar, manchego, or pecorino romano, whatever makes you happy. More importantly though, your cheese of choice has to be finely grated, using either a microplane grater like this, or at least the fine grate on your granny's box grater. Point is to have the cheese small, so it evenly distributes throughout the dough, resulting in that flaky, ultra cheesy texture and flavor we're after. We add 200 grams or 2 cups of finely grated Parmesan. Optionally and highly necessary, 2 grams or 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, as well as 8 grams or 1 teaspoon of Dijon mustard. Mix it all well, starting with a fork. As soon as it starts resembling a dough, you move to your hands and swiftly but firmly push it together until it stops crumbling. Do not overwork it here, just bring it together, then wrap it up in some Greta wrap. Press it a little flatter to make the next step quicker. You place it into the fridge for about 15 minutes to chill down. You can also freeze this dough at this point and bake it another day, in case your attention and interest ran out at this point. Well, assuming it didn't, we preheat our oven to 170 degrees Celsius or 338 degrees Fahrenheit. We'll need a simple little egg wash to make them extra nicey, tasty, which is another little chefy touch for your easy enjoyment. For that, we crack 1 egg into a bowl and mix 50 milliliters of milk into it. Work it through a sieve to remove any stubborn, snotty egg whitey bits. And we're ready to go. For best results, you want to weigh the dough out, or at least have them all the same size, as to cook evenly and to look like you know what you're doing. I prefer 20-gram pieces, which would give us around 32 Parmesan cookies. Enough for a family of 1 with a massive appetite. Prepare a baking tray lined with parchment paper or a silicone baking mat. Weigh out your dough balls, then form them into little round hockey pucks. The dough should be rightly so, slightly crumbly, but holding together. When you shape it, you can do this by hand or use a knife or offset spatula, in case you're an extra perfectionist. But in all fairness, these are way better left a little rustic and naturally imperfect. A little bit like a good person. Once they are shaped, get them onto your lined baking tray, with plenty of space between them. I got 12 on my tray, which meant I baked these on 3 trays. Or, if you have 1 tray, it'll require 3 goes. Another little chefy touch for your easy enjoyment is to press these down with a fork. Dip it in a little bit of flour first, then gently press and drag crisscross onto the cookies. These little grooves will add to the special texture once they are baked. Plus, it makes them look as cozy as a little baby bear lounging by the fireplace. Brush these with the egg wash, getting into all those little nooks and crannies. Doing this with a silicone brush is a bit annoying, so if you have a classic hairy brush, then use that instead. Once you brush them, run the fork through the grooves once more. Then place them into the fridge for 10 minutes. It's good practice to bake buttery cookies and doughs from cold. The texture will be perfect and you won't end up with an oily, tough rock. Anyway, you bake these, once chilled, for about 12 minutes, then turn the trays around and go for another 8 to 12 minutes, until these are looking the bee's knees. The smell will be pretty intoxicating, and the neighbor's wife might be knocking on the door. Once cooked, you cool them down on a wire rack. But before you go and do all of that, you go live a happy life.